Well, here we are. It's the morning of October 31st, Halloween morning. We had a full moon last night, and it was absolutely unbelievable movement last night. We saw tons of bucks and deer on the roads last night. My dad got his buck midday yesterday, and I think all around yesterday was just an incredible day for deer movement. Even Thursday night, or whatever night I hunted here last, because I checked the camera. I'm on public land. I have a camera and a mock scrape vine way back in this bedding area I set up in early September. I hunted here, I think, Wednesday or Thursday night. And I checked the camera on the way out, and there was two nice bucks right in front of this stand. One was in the morning, like at 8 o'clock, a big mature buck, and the other one was like a 3-year-old 10-point probably. I think in the evening or something like that. But they're really starting to move now. The bucks, they're really moving out of their home ranges, because I've had this camera here the whole, since early September when I set up the vine, and literally all of September there was like one or two small bucks on camera, and then in October there was a few more, but nothing with any regularity. But the last couple days there have been nice shooter bucks in this bedding area. Oh my God. There's a doe and a fawn in front of that buck. I was thinking about setting up right where he's standing. It's like a grassy little opening. Looks like a 3-year-old. That doe's fawn is still there, so that buck ended up chasing that doe right up the hill, kind of where he came from. Maybe that doe will come back this way by her fawn, but I have no idea. Everything came right through that little grassy opening, right on the other side of that cedar. First was the doe, then the fawn. Then I heard a bunch of grunts up in the hill, and then sure enough, the buck came out right there. I was literally thinking about setting up kind of right where that fawn is, but there's really no good trees to set up in. They're all small, and you could probably get spotted really easy in them. But I gotta keep that for future reference. That's where they like to run through. Well, just had another buck walk through that same spot. And then I grunted at him, as you saw. And from here, when I first saw him, it looked like he had a half a rack. And after I grunted at him, sure enough, he actually came in. But I think he saw me picking up the bow, because I didn't think he was going to come in. The way he reacted after I grunted, he kind of just kept on walking the way he was heading. So I was kind of not really thinking he was going to come in, and all of a sudden he was right here, and I picked up the bow, and maybe my back rubbed up against a tree or something, and he saw me, and we kind of just looked at each other for about a minute. I didn't really get any good footage at all, really, and then he just bounded one or two times, and missing one side, like it was snapped off or something. I probably wouldn't have shot him, but it would have been nice to get some good footage. He probably, if I would have never moved, he probably would have came in and he probably would have walked right in front of the trail camera and used my vine scrape right underneath me. But yeah, I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna come back and set up over in that grassy area where they seem like they cruised through right there. So these are some of the other trail camera pictures throughout the week. And like I said, a lot of new bucks just showed up here on the 20th of October. And the rest of the season really wasn't much buck activity in this bedding area. This right here is definitely the buck I saw with the half rack that spooked. And this is that big buck that was there 2 mornings in a row before I hunted there the 31st. He was there on the 29th, which is right here. And then this is the 30th. You can't really see the date. The date's in the bottom right corner, but it's really small. But he was there 2 mornings in a row before I hunted there. And then this is on the evening of the day before I hunted there too. This is a different 10-pointer. And then this is on the 3rd. You can see there's 2 bucks chasing a doe. This is a really nice big one that I only have one. This is the only time this big one ran through. So a lot of different bucks in this bedding area. This area just really heated up right around the late October. There must have been 1 or 2 hot does running around. And this is the only pictures I have of the buck I saw in the video. You can see it's kind of a shorter tine 10. He looks kind of like a 3-year-old to me. I can't believe it. 4 shooter bucks were in this bedding area during daylight. And that's just what the trail camera caught. They could have been in here on other trails as well. Well, set up on public land right now. It's November 7th. It's like 70 degrees out. Not feeling super confident about tonight. Got about 2 hours to hunt. This is a spot I hunted twice, 2 other times this year, and saw some few smaller bucks. It's kind of a small spot. I haven't seen a ton of sign in here. I know there was definitely decent sign back in mid-October when I hunted this, but it's been a while since I've been in here, and it looks like the rubs I've seen on the way in are kind of dried up, like nothing fresh, you know? So, like I said, I'm not feeling super confident, but I guess you never know. It is that time of year again, so there could be a doe with a buck in here. grunts, like Matt, 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 obviously with the grunt call, and almost immediately I heard something running across the cornfield, and I kind of like turned that way. I figured it was going to be a buck, and sure enough, too bad. If it was a little nicer, that thing, he came all the way into 10 yards. I couldn't believe it. It's like he knew exactly. It's amazing how good they can pinpoint, a grunt like that or a noise. If he was on the edge of the cornfield, the closest he could have been would have been like maybe 150 yards. But I know a lot of times you grunt and you don't see anything, nothing ever shows up. That buck just must have been in the right mood or something. I'm amazed he didn't catch my ground scent either, because when he was coming in, I walked pretty much right through there. I'm not sure where exactly. When he got within 10 yards, he kind of acted kind of funny. He definitely saw me up here, but the wind was in my face, and then he kind of walked off. I thought he was going to circle around, and get my wind, but I never heard him blow or take off, so he's still in there somewhere. You can hear there's a road close by. He might cross that. He might get hit, too. It's a pretty busy road. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Too bad it wasn't a little bigger. That would have worked out awesome. He was boom right here, 10 yards, broadside. He had a decent body, definitely a 2-year-old buck though. Another year, and if he does that again, he'll get shot. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next hunt. I think he just crossed the road. It was a vehicle that just drove by, and they honked their horn like twice, right about where I'm sitting, so that buck had to have at least tried to cross the road right there. He might have crossed the road. I could kind of hear him walking around in there before. I don't really hear him now. Well, I might as well climb down now. It's pretty late anyways. Well, I guess I'll catch you in the next video, guys.